Hello, hello, hello. "9:30 Monday morning, and we have got Sally Smith straight in for a gold medal. Jane, lovely Jane, up and on it on a silver. And Fiona Mezek, good morning to you on a bronze. How the devil are you? Instagram, the piling on. Let's see who we've got. Who's the first one to speak? Jane, I think it's Jane Clayton. Lovely. Good morning. You've got a gold. Let's have a look. Well done. Venab, I can guess who that is. Could be Bridge. Hi, you've got a silver. And Rianne, good morning. Lovely to see you, Rianne. You've got a bronze. How the devil are you? So please do share this top tip. Honestly, it's one of my little pet hates when people think they can't drink water. So here we go. You are going to get a couple of top tips, but I have to be finished by 10 o'clock. Ben and Chrissy are going to get the train. Sam's taking them to lunch, so I want to say bye to them. So it's got to be short and sweet for me, which for the water talk, could be a bit tricky. But no, I will get on. So please do share. Honestly, the amount of people who just don't drink enough water, it is phenomenal. So if you're sat there thinking, I don't really like water, don't really drink it, you're in the majority. So I don't want you feeling marginalised or sidelined, because you'll be not on your own. Let me tell you now, there's very few people, I think, who drink enough water for our human needs. So I do. Smug old me. Look, this is a big 750ml bottle, second one today. I've actually, the last couple of days, it's eased off a bit. I was doing 4 litres, but it's eased off a bit over Christmas, just because you're busy doing other stuff, because it takes effort. Now then, so please do share it. Do you know what? It helps massively if you share. There'll be Karen in Basingstoke, sat on a sofa, pigged out like the rest of us for 2-3 days, which is absolutely fine. That's what we do. But will she carry on pigging out all week and all month and all January and all February? Because that's what a lot of us do. And this is what the 20-minute triumph is going to absolutely stop you doing. It genuinely is. The 20-minute triumph that starts on the 1st of January. So that's what's going to stop, because it's going to focus on you drinking water, and it's going to focus on you walking every single day for 20 minutes, and it's going to make a huge difference. And if you share it, thank you so much for sharing. If you do share it, it just means it's got more chance of reaching Karen in Basingstoke, who's just going to do the same old crap that we do every year, and then you hate yourself by March, and then you can't be arsed doing anything about it. So I'm asking you to please share this. I don't usually go on too much now about sharing, because it's up to you, obviously, but everyone really does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. And I want Karen in Basingstoke to see this top tip for drinking water. Right, I'm going to get straight into it, because I've got to be gone by 10 o'clock. Morning, Susie, how are you? So, water, do we drink it? Not enough. But I'm not going to give you the facts and figures. I was 70% water. You know, a lot of us know that. I'm not going to give you any scientific facts or scientific talks. You can Google all that. Google the benefits of drinking water. You're probably thinking, bloody hell, Sally, you cheeky bitch. You've asked me to show up here for a live. You're not going to give me any facts. No, I'm not. That's not my style, scientific facts that will bore you senseless. The fact that it regulates your body temperature, the fact that it's amazing for your skin, the fact that, it helps with weight loss, the fact that... So I just got distracted by a bird outside. There's so many scientific facts for drinking water. I remember doing them at school. I actually do remember we had to list 10 of them. I wonder whether that's why I have a passion for drinking water, because I actually remember that when I was about 12, and I found it really easy to learn. Look at that. Brilliant. So please do share it. It makes a massive difference, because then you can share to people that I want them to Google the scientific facts of drinking water. But I want to get into the emotional side of drinking water and try and get you to do it that way. And imagine, and a lot of this, if you've heard my water talk, you'll hear it before. But I want you to, why don't people drink water? Because they don't like it, because it has to be a habit, and it isn't a habit. People drink tea and coffee and pop and juice and all sorts of stuff, and flavoured shite water that you get from the supermarkets, which is full of sugar. It's just, the marketers are just demons, I tell you sometimes. The stuff that they get us to buy. Flavoured water. That's called juice, isn't it? Cordial. I can make that myself at home if I wanted, but let's charge a fortune for it. And power water and protein water. And I'm not precious. You can drink water from the tap. I'd rather you drank water from the tap, with whatever it's got in it, than no water at all. And honestly, people get so precious about it. It's like people who really bang on about organic stuff. And of course, organic's great, organic fruit and veg, and it's a preference, it would be, but it's not possible for everybody. But I'd rather you ate fruit and veg that isn't organic than no fruit and veg at all. So just from the off, I don't want you getting super precious about, what sort of water should I drink? Should it be distilled? Should it be filtered? Ideally, have a Brita filter in your fridge, and then it's filtered water. But if you're I drink tap water sometimes in a way. I'll drink tap water in restaurants. Do you want fizzy or sparkling? Tap, please, thanks. Always just drink tap water when I'm out. But at home, I have a water filter. And now I've had my new kitchen done, I do have one of those filtered water taps. But before that, we just used to have a filter. And I just have a Brita filter. Nancy has a Brita filter at uni. And that's what I do. But if you want to drink tap water, drink tap. But enough of us do not. You're welcome, Kathy. A lot of us do not drink enough water. Why? What is the biggest reason people don't drink water? It's because they forget. It doesn't even enter the head. Literally, it doesn't enter the head. They drink the tea, they drink the coffee, they drink the wine, they drink the whatever. The amount of people who go to bed at night and just never drink water because they don't drink it. It is an absolute nonsense. And this is what the 20-minute triumph is going to be about. And some people say, I can't believe you're doing a program just to get us to drink water. Not many people have said that, by the way. And what I've been amazed at is a lot of people aren't joining the 20-minute triumph to get the 20 minutes walking in every day. A lot of people say, no, I'm all right with my walking. It's water I need help with. And it's incredible, isn't it? Something as simple and basic as going to the tap, drinking water. The amount of people who are joining the 20-minute triumph because they need help being motivated to drink water. And that is brilliant, because they are going to get it by the bucketful. By the end of January, I want you to be drinking water every day like it's a habit, like brushing your teeth, that will take you forward. If you've been looking at my social media, you'll be seeing testimonials. There'll be loads going on this week from people who, when they come into my membership, the 20-minute triumph isn't a membership, the tribe, it's just a standalone thing, 31 days in January. But if you ever do join my membership, when people have done, it's the first thing we get them to do. Forget the diets, forget the you can't have, shouldn't have, wouldn't have, could have, none of that. We get you drinking water and doing more steps. And the difference, you'll have seen Christine's testimony, lost over 3 stone now in 9 months, because she just started drinking water every day. She didn't drink it. So many people just don't drink it. So I don't want anybody feeling bad if you don't drink water now. Don't feel bad, because that's why we're here. Look at that, Julia, brilliant. That's just me, Sally. I'm not joining for the walking, as I'm a gym bunny, but I'm joining for the water habit. Thank you for sharing that, Julia. Now, some other people on the peripheral think, oh, what are you joining a challenge for? I'm paying 31 quid just to drink water. Why can't you just drink it? Because people don't. Julia obviously doesn't. She's obviously got great habits already because she's a gym bunny, but she doesn't drink enough water. So I'm going to get a wick every day in the private Facebook group in January telling her to drink water, and she's going to be putting it on her accountability sheet, and she might be posting it in the group, because we've got an accountability post every single day. And I don't want you faffing about with a little cup. I want you drinking 2 litres a day and building up to it over the first week, up to 2 litres, and then getting into the habit of drinking 2 litres. So what we're going to start with is, why don't people drink it? The biggest reason, again, Kathy Ann here, people are lazy. It's true. Some people just can't be arsed drinking water. A lot of people simply don't like it. That's such a common response. I don't like drinking water. I don't like it. I tell you, it pisses me off. It really, really does. Now, if you're expecting lovely, genteel water talk, you need to hang up now. You need to unshare the video that you've just shared with your mates, because it's not going to be a loving, kind, oh, how do I mean, now that sounds awful, because I'd like to think I am loving and kind, and I am in a lot of areas. But when it comes to getting you to drink water, loving kindness just doesn't work. Oh, yes, you drink water because it's really good for you. Oh, and how about putting some fresh mint in, and basil and cucumber? And when you get up in the morning, you've got loads to do. Why not go and make yourself lovely water elixir in a nice glass with a tap on, one of those big jars you can get off Amazon or wherever from the fancy local craft shop, and have it on the edge of the thing, and have some music playing and a candle, and do the tap, and have a beautiful bottle, and make it look nice like a gin and tonic, and put ice and a slice in, and sit down and drink your water. Really? You don't think I've got enough to be doing in the morning? Just grab a mug from the kitchen cupboard, shove it under the tap, switch it on, and drink your water. That's one of Sally's top tips. Don't be making it more complicated than it needs to be, because it's ridiculous. And when people write this, I'm going to tell you what I hear. Do you drink water? No. Why not? I don't like it. Get a fucking grip. What do you mean you don't like it? Don't like it. That's what you tell yourself, is that you don't like what? That's like saying you don't like fresh air. I'm not going to breathe because I don't like fresh air. It's that important for you. Water is that intrinsically important for your health. I believe it is the best, cheapest, simplest, easiest, most beneficial thing you can do for your health, bar none. It beats exercise. For me, it beats sleep. Now, it's difficult with sleep, because sleep, I think, is really the best. But why I think water is the best, because sleep is bloody hard to correct if you've got a sleep issue. You might be menopausal, hormonal, you might have insomnia, you could have all sorts that makes getting sleep difficult. You might have struggle getting to sleep. You might wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to get back to sleep. That's quite difficult to rectify. For somebody who doesn't drink water, I'm going to start with my top tip. Right, this is the top tip. You won't see this on anybody else's social media, because they'll be writing your top tips to drink more water. Don't bother. This is what you do. Sorry, there's just an air on there. It's a top tip to drink more water, because sleep is hard to sort. But water, if you don't drink enough water, and people say, well, how do I drink more water? Ready? Bottle of water. You unscrew the cap. If it's a screw cap, it might be a straw, which makes it even easier. And you can sit or stand. You don't have to do anything. And you put it to your mouth like this. And you tilt your head back. You've got to tilt your head back enough. And then this could get a bit complicated. You then have to lift this up enough. I had 4 gulps there, 4 gulps of water. Now, you must remember, this could be a bit difficult, to maybe put the lid back on and just do that, because then if you drop it on your desk, it's not going to go over all your keyboard. 4 gulps, done. And I can feel the coldness going down, because I like it quite cold. Some people prefer it room temperature. 4 gulps, done. And I've been doing that since I got up. And that's the tipest of how to drink water. So please share this video just so people see that, because I'm concerned that nobody else knows how to do that. They faff about going, oh, I need a nice glass. Oh, I need some ice. Oh, I think it'd be nice with some shredded cucumber in it and a fresh mint leaf. And they wonder why. If you've got time to be doing all that faff in the morning, just drink the bloody water. And when somebody says, I don't like it, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. And I get that my husband doesn't like coriander. I don't like fish. You know, I don't like some stuff. And you, of course, you're entitled not to like some stuff. But me not liking fish isn't bad for my health. Me not liking, what else don't I like? I'm not a fan of dark chocolate. I'll have it when I'm desperate, when there's no milk chocolate left, but it's not my preference. You know, I hate coffee. I hate it with a passion, coffee. Don't like it, so I'm lucky there. I don't like it. But me not liking coffee isn't bad for my health. But to say I don't like water is like to me saying I don't like fresh air. You're just telling yourself that shit story that you don't like water. So I don't have time to drink it, I don't remember, I don't like it. They're all excuses, because literally you drinking water is the simplest, easiest, most important, cheapest thing you can do for your health. You will see the biggest difference if you get up and consistently drink 2 litres a day. I'm not kidding you. You've no idea how beneficial it is and what it's going to do for you. Your skin. I mean, yeah, I've got wrinkles here. I've always had them, a bit Gordon Ramsay. But your skin, it's plump, it's hydrated. You imagine your insides, this amazing body of yours. Honestly, you imagine your ligaments, your tendons, your joints, your heart, your ventricles, your valves, your capillaries, everything that's in your body. If you don't drink water, and yeah, this is you and you who never drink it. And if this is getting a bit uncomfortable because you're thinking, oh, she's touching a nerve, I'm bloody glad. Because can I just reassure you, you who might be feeling a bit uncomfortable because you don't drink water, because you don't like it, you are not on your own. There's thousands of you, millions of you who don't do it. And this is what the 20-minute triumph is all about, because it's to take you from not liking water to bloody getting a grip of yourself and starting to nourish and nurture your body with what it goddamn well deserves. And that is to be hydrated. Do you know the difference it makes to your tiredness? You know, when you feel tired, and women my age who are hormonal, menopausal, it makes a huge difference to everything. You have no idea how good you're going to feel when you start drinking water regularly and you get out walking every day. Forget the burpees, forget the diet clubs, forget that you can't have a Lindor ball. It's ridiculous. You need to focus on putting the stuff in first. And it doesn't matter how fit and healthy you are and how good your diet is. If you're not drinking water, you're not going to be performing at optimum health. You're just not going to experience it. So to say I don't like water, now imagine all those ligaments, capillaries, heart valves, everything, they're creaking. You wake up in the morning, your joints are stiff because you had no water yesterday, or you had a poxy little glass of water and you think you're hitting your quota because you just had one little cup of water. It's not enough. It is not enough. You think of your basil plant on the window. You know, on your kitchen window ledge, you all have a basil plant. I'm not even looking at your comments today because I don't want to get distracted, because I've got to finish in 10, 15 minutes. And in fact, I might have to have an interlude while they go, because it's not going to be enough. You think of the basil plant. Think of it when it does that and it shrivels. And literally you think, oh shit, I've not watered my basil plant. So what do? You don't chuck it. You put it in the sink, you pour water in it, and you leave it for an hour or two. You come back in the kitchen and it's like that. It's back up. Well, you lot who don't drink water on a regular basis are walking round with skin and insides like a shriveled up basil plant. That's what you're doing. And you're choosing to do it because you don't like water, or it's too much effort. I've not even got into the excuses yet. I tell you, they're coming. So I've given you the demonstration, and that's all you're getting. That's the only tip you need. Get a bottle, unscrew the cap, tilt your head back, tilt the receptacle back. Oh, there it goes again. I can feel it going down. And especially after the last 2 days of shite food. Well, it was lovely food, but a lot of indulgent, heavy, rich food. you know, chocolate for breakfast when I'm having a bath in the morning, all that. It's going to flush everything out. It flushes out all the toxins. It's incredible. So what do I hear? Honestly, the biggest one is I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, I don't mean to guilt trip you. I honestly don't mean to guilt trip you, but I really do believe this. There are so many people who do not have the gift of fresh, clean water. Millions of people who do not have that simple luxury, because it is a luxury that we can go to our tap and we have fresh water there that we can drink. Do you think those people ever get, if they ever get to fresh, clean water, stand there and go, I don't like it? No. Yet we've started telling ourselves this story because we're too busy drinking our bloody fruit juices and our flavoured shitty water that you get from the supermarket and our Red Bull and our Monster and our tea and our coffee, you know, and we all our fancy, you know, bloody elderflower presses and ginger fresh root beers and dandelion and burdocchio. You know, we're too busy doing all that shit and we've forgotten about the basics of drinking water. So I don't want to hear it that you don't like it. It's your choice. If you don't like it, fine. Absolutely fine. But don't come complaining to me when you're shriveled, you're tired, you're lethargic, you've got a headache because you're dehydrated. And no, you shouldn't wait until you're thirsty. You know, you shouldn't wait until you're thirsty because it shows that you're already dehydrated. If you just simply don't drink water because you don't like it, obviously your choice. I respect your choice, but I don't respect your goddamn decision. Not one bit. Not one bit will I ever. If somebody just never drinks water because they don't like it, I will always think, well, you're a knobhead, quite frankly. That honestly, I don't mean to be rude. Well, I actually do a bit, but I respect your choice. Of course, I respect that you've always got the right to choose. Of course I do. But I will never agree with that decision ever. You know, if somebody loves fish and mackerel, I don't know how they eat it. I'm envious of them because I'd love to like that because I know it's really good for you, but I don't. You know, so I'd be envious of that one. But for somebody just saying, I don't like water, you've got to train yourself to like it. Or you've just got to get a grip of yourself and drink the goddamn stuff because it is so intrinsically brilliant for you. So please, 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 have you shared it yet? Have you shared this video? I want you to share, you know, I want you to share the fact that you should drink water. Right. Do you want to hear the next biggest thing? And I don't know if I can dare talk about it because it winds me up. I'm winding myself up just at the thought of hearing it. When you get someone, I love it. And I love the fact you ask questions because it means you're starting to be open to drinking more water. Leslie, thank you for sharing your group. Mandy, thank you for sharing. Karen, thank you. Absolutely ace. So when somebody says, oh, actually, I'm interested in drinking more water, I hear this so much. Before they've even started wanting, does tea and coffee count? Literally, I want to reach the antihistamines, as my mindset coach would say when he hears the people say, try. Does tea and coffee count? Why the fuck? Before you even start to try and drink more water, why the F are you already looking for excuses not to do it? It just literally makes my esophagus want to turn inside out and jump out on the floor. Does tea and coffee count? Just stop. Stop looking for excuses to juzz up your water and just drink the bloody water, woman or man. Just drink it. Drink it and see. Give yourself a month, the whole of January. That's why we're doing the 20-minute triumph. Don't look for excuses. Does tea and coffee count? You know, just drink the water and see what difference it makes. And if you feel shit at the end of January, then go back to your tea and bloody coffee with your bloody Splendor sweeteners, whatever it is you're having them. You know, it does tea and coffee count. Well, look at this. For this child, well, do you know what? You'll get some people. I had a lady put on here on this Get Over Yourself page a couple of weeks ago and I was going on about it. And usually I'm always polite on here to anybody that takes the time to comment, even the trolls. you know, I ignore the trolls, don't even acknowledge them, because we do get them, especially when I start getting so animated, because I'll upset somebody today with this talk, and they're the people who probably need this talk the most. I'm not bothered, because if I can inspire 5 people to all through January start drinking water and have the results that Christine had and lost 3 stone in 9 months because she started feeling chuffed with herself and she saw the benefits of drinking water, then I'm willing to piss off a few people along the way because they don't like being told. So that's for you with your death stare. So what was I saying? Does tea and coffee count? Oh, honestly. Somebody posted on here the other day, well, I've asked my doctor, they said, and he says tea and coffee counts and fizzy drinks on pop. Everything counts for your water intake. I was speechless. I just said, how the hell can you literally be convinced to think that fizzy pop, Diet Coke counts as your water intake? How can that have the same health benefits as drinking water? It shows what the shit that we want to believe, that we then use an excuse not to drink the water. It's just ridiculous. It really is. You know, so does tea and coffee count? Obviously, there's fluid in it. Obviously, you're making it with water, so people assume it does. But coffee is such a diuretic, and this is from a good source, from a health lady, but everybody thinks differently. So I don't want to start quoting facts and figures, because I'm not going for facts and figures. I want to get into your heart. I want to get into your heart and your unconscious mind and your conscious mind. I want to get into your conscious, you know, where I want to guilt you into drinking bloody water. That's what I want to do. I'm not bothered about the facts and figures. But the lady says apparently for every 1 coffee you drink, you have got to drink 5 of the same cups of water to balance out the dehydrating effect of that coffee. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm not really that bothered, because I don't want you to drink water for that reason. I just want you to drink the bloody water without even questioning it, and try it and see how good you feel. But does tea and coffee count? No, it bloody well doesn't. Not in my book. But if you want to make it count and carry on looking for your piss pot excuses, then you fill your boots and you sit there drinking your 5 cups of coffee a day, and you go to bed and believe that you're lovely and hydrated. What do you think your basil plant would do if you fed it 5 cups of coffee a day? You know, yes, it'd probably get up and think, look, you know what you're putting into me. It's up to you. Do you know, I'm not even looking at your comments. I'm sorry, I feel a bit rude because I've got stuff to get through, but I can't help myself sometimes. So I need a wee as well, but never mind. Not quite. Look, let me just have one of these. So, right then. So does tea and coffee count? Does it shite? That's the answer to that. Go and get advice like that on somebody else's page. Does tea and coffee count? Does it shite? The next one I hear, I don't like it. Oh, this is another one. And this is why I've been doing my 4-litre experiment. Well, I would drink water. I hear this a lot. I don't mean to be taking the piss from a funny voice. I'm just trying to differentiate from my voice. Well, I would drink. Well, actually, it annoys me, if I'm honest. Well, I would drink water. Well, it doesn't annoy me. That's unfair, because it's a genuine concern from people, especially if somebody does have a condition. So please, you know, just take that on board. Well, I would drink water, but I don't like going to the toilet all the time. But you wouldn't know, would you, love? You wouldn't drink water because you're already making an excuse. Some ladies do have a condition, by the way, especially when you get your hormonal and menopausal, where you do have to be near the loo a lot. So I'm not talking about the tiny minority of people. I'm talking about, ballsy Brenda, who, I don't like water. Does tea and coffee count? And I'll drink, whatever the hell I want, and I'm not drinking water no matter what Sally Wilkinson says, because I don't like it. I think she talks shite. I'm talking to that sort of person who literally believes their own shite they tell themselves all the time. But I would drink it, but I go to the toilet a lot. The reason you go to the toilet a lot is because you've gone from drinking sod all water to 2 litres. And there's a reason why that happens. But I absolutely promise you, excuse me, that it does not last. Stephen's just asked a question. I've just seen it. How much should we drink a day? Jury's out. Do your research. I'm drinking 4 litres at the moment, but I wouldn't normally do that. I'm doing it as an experiment, which I'll share with you in a moment. 2 litres, it's like the government say, 30 minutes of exercise a day, or whatever it is. 2 litres is the standard and norm. And Stephen, unfortunately, so few people drink 2 litres of water today. I reckon probably only 5%, and that's an absolute guess. But I can only go with what I hear on my community. Probably 5-10% of people drink enough water. You know, having 1 glass a day, 72% water, this amazing body, roughly. It depends who you listen to. You know, and we don't give it any water. And we sweat and we wee and we do all that sort of stuff. We put all that salt in that we've had the last few days, and yet we don't drink water. Where do you think the water comes from our body to survive? We take it from our skin. We take it from our bones. We have to take it from, if we're not putting water in, where do you think we get the water from? We take it from our organs. We take it from everywhere. That's why your skin gets dry and dehydrated. That's why you get a dry mouth. That's why you get dry eye. Everything's dry. That's why I get a dry everything. Well, not the only reason when you're menopausal, but you know what I mean. Because you're not giving it any water. You're not giving it anything. It's just a nonsense. It should be illegal, quite frankly. I'd happily be the water police, you know. Look at that, Jennifer. My lips are so dry from booze and no water in just 2 days. You know, well, you imagine your lips here. Can you imagine what your kidneys are like? And your left ventricle in your heart, you know, and your esophagus and your spleen and your pancreas, all that, and your knee joints. Can you imagine how dry and creaky they're all going to be? But do you know what? It's absolutely ace, Jennifer, because you're aware of it. So all you have to do to rectify it, and you can rectify it in a few days, you can rectify it right now. Let's have another demonstration. So, Jennifer, thank you for highlighting that. All you simply do is get a bottle or go to the tap. Obviously, this is a bottle one. I'm coming in. Right, can you stay there? This is going on longer than I thought. I knew it would. I'm just going to say bye to Ben and Chrissy. Oh,
love you. Merry Christmas.
love you so
Have a good New Year.
yes, you too.
Love you lots.
Can you message me when you're home? Bye, gorgeous. Have you relaxed?
Yes.
Bye.
Ben, tell us to drink water, Ben.
Drink lots of water.
Have you got your food? All right. I'll speak to you soon. Text when you get back. Lovely to see you. Bye. Bye.
Can we come back up tomorrow?
Yes. Really, really lovely to have you, Chrissy. All right then. Lots of love. Cheerio. Bye. Oh. Have you gone? Are you still there? It's just, you know, working in a normal household. Ben and Chris are going back to London. Just let me have a moment. They drink a lot of water. They all do. Nancy, all my children do. Bye, Ben. I know. Let me just have a moment. Right, Sally, come on. Regroup. So, what was I saying? Does tea and coffee count? I don't like it. Oh, yes. I go to the toilet a lot. Right then, let me tell you why that happens. If you go from not drinking a lot, you think how dehydrated you are. When you start drinking water, it will literally just go straight through you because your body is not used to absorbing it. It's dry. Literally everything's drier inside and it's not working to optimum because it's dry. Obviously, it's not going to be fully dry, is it? Because it's your body and it's got blood and fluids and all sorts, but it's not as fluid and hydrated as it should be. So any water that you suddenly start drinking just runs straight through you. Now, an analogy I can give to this is we've got a garden at the front, which is just slightly sloping down to the house. And it's lovely green grass at the moment. Lovely green grass because it's winter and it rains and it's lovely and green. But when we have a summer that we don't get a lot of rain, and we had one, was it 2 years ago? It was like 1976. Well, it happens every year, but it was particularly bad. Not particularly, it was particularly hot a couple of years ago, wasn't it? It was like 1976 grass, and everybody's grass was parched. And it didn't rain for weeks. We didn't have any rain, and everywhere was like, even when I used to do my walks in the fields, you get cow shit gates where all the cows gather and it's just muddy and lots of cow crap and it's just muddy and, where there should be grass. Well, it's not. Well, even that was rock hard. You break your ankles if you ran across it, and it was all cracked, rock hard, because we'd had no water for weeks, no rain for weeks. That's what I imagine somebody's insides to be like when they don't drink water regularly. I imagine it to be just inefficient, just hard and cracked, and the skin's hard and cracked, and the kidneys are just, what I imagine it to be. Now, when we had water, when we had rain, it literally rained I'll never forget it, rained for about an hour. And oh my God, everywhere flooded, all the towns flood, because there's the earth cannot absorb the water quick enough, because there's no moisture in it, so it can't absorb it quick enough. So the rain falls, and it was coming in the door, and it was just not absorbing. And when the rain stopped, the ground was still rock hard. It hadn't absorbed any of the water, hardly any of it. It had to keep raining for it eventually to start seeping back in, deep into the earth. And that's my biggest motivation for keep drinking water, because I want my body to always absorb. I want it to absorb the nutrients I put into it. I want it to absorb the water I put into it. I want it to be in an absorbing state. I want it to be fluid, because I have a really bad lower back a lot of the time. And I don't want my ligaments and bones to be tight and constricted. I want them to be fluid, how they should be, to give it the best chance of my back not going. So I cannot tell you the difference it makes, but that is what happens when you don't drink water regularly, and then all of a sudden you go, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? Sally Wilkinson keeps banging on about this water, so I'm going to do this. Oh, that's it. I won't have to do it now till 11 o'clock. And you do that a few times, literally within 15 minutes, you'll be going for a wee. Because if you're not used to absorbing water, where do you think it goes? Your body's not going to absorb it straight away. It's going to go right through you and out. And that's why I need to keep going to the toilet. But I absolutely promise you, when you keep drinking it, your body will start to absorb it more efficiently. So the wheeze stop as much. Now, I've been doing an experiment because I'm ready. I'm ready for you. Have you heard it? I'm ready for you lot. For the ones who say, oh, I keep going to the toilet all the time. Well, I'm ready, because it stops. Your body will regulate. I absolutely guarantee it, unless you have a specific condition, which obviously I can't do anything about. Leslie, you're absolutely right. It does flush out your toxins. So, what was I saying? Hot flush is coming. Does help with them, but yes, and your wee will change colour. If your wee is like dark straw, like a colour of a pound coin, well, you need help, quite frankly. It should be pale. Even in the morning, it shouldn't be too dark. Mine isn't. Oh, that's what was it? My experiment. Right. Just bear with. I'm going to be a little bit longer because I've got some new content here that shocked me the other day. And I've got another little demonstrator. And do you know what? I'm going to have to take the top off. Hot flushes, aren't they? I tell you. Women of a certain age. I tell you, water helps with everything, but it still doesn't prevent the odd hot flush. Good grief. Oh, do you know what we have to put up with? So I can imagine how bad they'd be if I didn't drink water. Right, for the last 4 weeks, I always drink 2 litres of water a day, usually. But in November, I'd let it slip a little bit because I've had a 2-week period of eating absolute shite because I got a bit low in mood. and then I wasn't moving as much. And it affects mood, and I get down, I feel a little bit depressed, but not as depressed as I used to be, so that's fine. And I stopped drinking my water. I know I'm getting really bad when I stop drinking my water, and it becomes such a habit. And I thought, Sally, come on, you need to get back on your water and your steps. And that's how I always get myself out of a funk, is to get my water in and get out walking. It works every single time. So I knew I was going to be doing this program in January. So I knew I was going to be getting people saying, oh, you know, I keep going for a wee. So I decided, and I'm doing it till Valentine's Day, I'm going to do it for 3 months, drinking 4 litres a day. So I doubled my water intake. And literally for the first night, I went to the toilet 5 times. I got up 5 times in the night to go for a wee because I doubled it quickly. And then within 1 week, I wasn't getting up to go to the toilet. I get up occasionally, but I always have done occasionally if I wake up, I think, oh, I'll have a wee. But now I can go through the night and I don't get up, and I'm still drinking 4 litres. So my body has started to absorb it. And yes, I do go to the toilet in the day. You should be going to the toilet frequently in the day. If you're not drinking enough water, people go, oh, you know, I just shouldn't be going on to the toilet. You should be going to the loo. It should be a regular thing. It's how your body works. You're flushing out the crap, you're flushing out the toxins. So yes, if you're not used to drinking water, of course you'll go to the toilet more. But do you know what? The amount of people then who stop. Oh, do you know what, Jackie? I was doing Sally Wilkinson's programme, 20-minute triumph. Bloody hell. I had to stop it, Jackie. Do you know why? I was going to the toilet every hour. Every hour at work, I was going to the toilet. Oh, I couldn't do it. I did it for 2 days. And, you know, it was a pain. I don't like water anyway. And then there was no room for my coffee. And I don't care what she says. There's water in coffee. Of course it counts. You know, she gets on my wick. But anyway, I did it for 2 days. So now I know water, it might be all right for her, but it doesn't work for me. I'm not drinking it. That's what happens. I know it does. Up and down the country, people not drinking water because they've convinced themselves that they're going to go to the toilet too much. They've convinced themselves that coffee counts, you know, with the water that they have in there. They've convinced themselves that the 200-calorie flavoured shitty water from Tesco counts. Well, you fill your boots. You fill your boots, Tracy, and crack on. And let's see what you look like when you're 87, you know. So I've got something for you now that shocked me. So I've not, let me just put, if you want to join, Sam was going to put it on, but he hasn't done. So let me just put this on. .com. I've got something for you now. So please bear with. I know it's a long talk. TTMT. If you want help drinking water, because I'm telling you, it's life-changing stuff. I know it is so simple. But the 20-minute triumph, where we're going to get you walking 20 minutes every single day in January. No, you're not having the weekends off. No, you're not having a day off. We are going, if you cannot, don't tell me you can't afford 20 minutes a day to get out and get some time for you in the fresh air and to drink 2 litres of water a day. Just doing those 2 things is going to crowd out all the other shit. I absolutely cannot tell you the difference it's going to make. And like my mindset coach says, Sam Wilde, because it isn't even about the steps and water, even though that's what we're focusing on. It's about you. Yes, you sat probably a bit pissed off with yourself because you're feeling fuller than you want. It's about you just acknowledging that you're worth 20 minutes a day for you and no fucker else. You're worth 20 minutes a day to get outside and go for that walk. You're worth the effort it takes to drink 2 litres of water. And when you acknowledge that and start doing something about it, that you're worth investing that time and nourishment into yourself, you will go to bed every night going, I've done it again today. I put in Sally's group, the private Facebook group, that I've done it. I was able to tick it and say, yes, I did it. You do it for 2 days, 5 days, 8 days, 14 days. Let me tell you now, once you've been doing it for 2 weeks, every day, you've committed to yourself kept that promise to yourself. I've walked every day, even in the pissing rain. And do you know what? I forgot one day I had to go and do it at 10 o'clock at night, but I still did it. Because I want you to not do that. I want you to make it such a habit that you just do it in the morning, but you don't have to forget, because it's so easy to forget. But when you've been doing it for 2 weeks, you'll be starting telling people, you'll be telling your husband, Simon, I've not missed one, I've not missed. I'm doing a tick sheet that she's given us. And because we give you a tick sheet in the 20-minute triumph. I don't even know where it is. I'll get it for tomorrow. I'll give you a tick sheet where you write your water on and how many steps you've done and whether you've done your 20-minute walk. Because if you've done 20,000 steps but you haven't been out for your 20-minute walk, you've not done it. It's not about the steps. It's not about killing yourself. It's about committing to you to do the 20-minute walk. And you'll start saying to people, do you know what? I've done it. I've not missed a day. I've never done anything like this before. I've not missed a single day and I'm feeling better. Honestly, yeah, I went to the toilet more at first, but it really is. It's just becoming a habit. I don't even have my coffee first thing anymore. I have my water first. Honestly, Julie, you need to try it. Start now. It's not too late. And you start feeling all chuffed with yourself. And that's when the magic starts to happen. I tell you, it is just life-changing stuff. I know it sounds a nonsense, but it really is. So are you ready? This is another reason, and I can understand why you convince yourself you drink a lot of water. And people say, how do you keep track? Do you know what? I want to cover this now. I've got an app on the watch there, that blue one, my son put on for me, that how many times I fill my water bottle up. And I have 2 different size water bottles. I don't use it. I used it for about a week. I don't use it. I've tried marking things down, but I don't want you to use an app. I don't want you to do any of that. I just want you to drink the water and you become to know. I really want you to do it because we never used to have apps. We never used to do any of that. We used to drink more water than we do now because there weren't all these choices. There wasn't Lucozade. Well, there was actually Lucozade years ago, wasn't the orange bottle, but there wasn't Monster drinks. There wasn't Red Bull. Oh, God, Red Bull. Honestly, it smells like vomit. There wasn't all this flavoured water. There wasn't fancy water in a bottle. There was just bloody tap water. And it's all we drank. And we managed absolutely fine. So Elaine says you can fill enough bottles for the phone. You can use that and do whatever you want. But I want you to do it because it becomes a habit. Now then, I have 2 size water bottles. I use the chili water bottles because I love them. And I've even got my name engraved. Sally, because that's my name. So this is a 750 ml. I usually use a 500 ml. Okay. And I know usually, not at the moment, I have to drink 8 of these a day. 8 of those. But usually I'd just drink 4 because 2 litres is fine in my book. I don't think you need to drink more than that. But I think what I'll do, because I am seeing a benefit of drinking 4, I think my new medium after February will become 3 litres a day because I just like that extra, the difference it makes to your hair. It's just madness. But I'm drinking 750 ml at the moment. I need to drink 5 of these a day, 4.5 of them. So, and I just remember, I just know how often I fill it up and I think, right, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's how I do it. Right. Take the 500 ml bottle. All right. You don't have to spend on chili bottles. You can get them from TK Maxx. You can get these for a 5 or a 10 of stainless steel bottles. I think stainless steel are great. You can do glass. Plastic ones, especially if you're using them all the time. I would never buy bottles of water from the supermarket. I do occasionally if I need some water and I've gone out without it, but I've never been one to buy loads of bottles of water from the supermarket. I've just never have, and I wouldn't encourage it because of all the plastic, and I just don't. But obviously it's up to you what you do. So however you drink it. Now, I like the plastic bottles as well with the straws because I remember buying them all when Love Island had been on a few years ago when I had them with my name on. And I actually drank a lot more water using a straw. I couldn't believe it. But now I don't. This has become such a habit. I still drink as much using a screw top. And I like to be able to carry it around with me. I carry it around the house. I do carry it around the house. Just use my water bottle. That's why I like it to be a nice one. But look at that. 500 ml. You know, it's a decent size. And you think, oh, I'm drinking that. And you drink it. And if you have two, you should have 4 of those a day. But some people think, oh, I've had a whole one of those. But do you know how big it is? This dawned on me the other day when I went to Ruth's office and I'd left my water in the hallway, all pre-filled, I'd left it. So I had to send Simon out to get me a bottle of water from the little cafe beneath Ruth's office. That's what he came back with. And I drank it. And I said, thank you very much. And I drank it. Spring water, still spring water. Look how 500 ml. Look how tight. I thought, bloody hell. I've been thinking, I feel like I tell myself that I'm drinking loads and loads and loads. And yet 500 ml, oh God, I haven't done well. And then that's what it looks like. And it's not a lot. It is not a lot. I can drink that in one sitting. And yet the amount of people who aren't even drinking that in a day. Wake up, women and the odd man. Some people aren't even drinking that a day. In fact, I reckon 80% of you, although you're not, because if you've followed me for a while, a lot of you are in the tribe, I know, do drink a lot of water. But if you're new here, a lot of people will not even drink that in a day. Look at this body. Look at it. Look. I've got an arse, I've got boobs, I've got a belly that needs to digest food. I've got muscles, I've got ligaments, you know, I've got all my hormones raging, everything, all that. I've got hair, I've got eyes that need to be kept moist, and I'm expecting for it all to work, and yet I don't even drink one of those a day. I don't like water. Look how small it is. It's the same size as that. Yet look, you think, oh, I've done well, I've drunk that. You know, oh, I haven't done well, I've drunk a whole one of those. It's only one of those because you forget in these stainless steel bottles that there's the thermos lining. This fits in it, so that fits in there. 500 ml, 500 ml. I've checked it. They're exactly the same. Look how small that is. And yet we bitch and moan to ourselves that we don't like water. I don't have time. Does tea and coffee count? It makes me wee a lot. It's ridiculous. Get them down your neck. No excuses. There's some children playing outside. How can we expect our body to work efficiently if we refuse to give it? Sue, I love that. Sue Scott, I'm guilty. I feel like a crisp. I must improve. Do you know what? I love that. I love it, Sue. Top of the class. There's nothing. Do you know what? If you're new here, or if I've touched a nerve and I might have pissed you off, but I don't drink enough water. Don't walk away with your bloody, spine between your legs, going, oh, she's doing my head in. Own up, fess up, and take ownership, because all I'm doing today is creating awareness, and you cannot create change without first creating awareness. And that's what my job is to create awareness for you. And however I do it, whether I touch a nerve or whatever. So I'm guilty. I feel like a crisp, must improve. Do you know what? To be fair, Sue, though, I think a lot of us feel like a crisp the day after Boxing Day. So please don't feel guilty about it, because you're going to do it, Sue. I know you are. Sue is going to start drinking more water. So, because it's the right thing to do. So Sharon doesn't drink enough some days and she does feel shit. Is it free to sign up? No, it's not, Al. It's £31 for the 20-minute triumph. It's the cheapest, simplest, most effective program I've ever done. It's in a private Facebook group and it is live content every day. I'm not going to be on. How long have I been on now? I'm not going to be on 54 minutes every day. There'll be about half hour. If you like my lives on Get Over Yourself, there'll be very few on Get Over Yourself in January, because I'm going to be in the private Facebook group. So encourage you to go out for a walk 20 minutes every day. So I'll be live every single day, even at the weekends for 31 days. We are going to be covering so many subjects: intermittent fasting, juicing, going alcohol free, again, water, the benefits of walking, different types of walking, the 4 agreements, taking things personally, what to do when you're feeling down, you know, how to stop eating sugar, the top tips on how to stop doing that, why diets don't work, and the shit that we've done over the years, and all subjects that come up. My mindset coach, Sam Wild, is coming into the group doing 2 live group coaching sessions, one on self-sabotage, why do we do it and how to avoid it, and the other one is on consistency and how to create it and why it's so important. So he's absolutely incredible. So yes, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. There is no pressure. Of course, you can just make a decision now and go, do you know what? Sally's got a point. I'm not going to join a challenge though, program. I'm going to just do it on my own. I'm going to drink water and go out for a 20-minute walk every day. Of course you can do that. And I hope that you do. If you don't do a program, I sincerely hope that you do. What I don't want you to do is walk away and do nothing and go and do a Weight Watchers diet and start depriving yourself, and don't allow yourself a Lindor ball when you're having a hormonal rage a week on Tuesday and you feel like face planting Lindor. I want you to continue to do that. I want you to be able to eat what you feel like and eat what you want. The difference being is when you get in a positive mindset, because you're chuffed to bits that you're drinking water every day, you're chuffed to bits that you're making the effort to go out every day and do a 20-minute walk. You are going to be seeing sunrises. You're going to be seeing sunsets. You're going to be getting up and seeing a sunrise, because they're about 8:30 at the moment, so they're late. And you're going to be thinking, do you know what? I'm making the effort and I'm really proud of myself. For the first time in years, I'm bloody proud of myself because I'm making the effort. I'm not doing a stupid diet. I'm not depriving myself. I'm going to come home and have a mince pie. But I'm only going to do that occasionally. I want to eat well tomorrow because I want to search for more of this chuffed feeling I'm giving myself, because that's what happens. You get chuffed with yourself because you're drinking so much water, you're doing your walking, you're in the private Facebook group, you've put a picture on, everybody's gone, oh my God, well done, you're doing brilliantly. And that's what feeds you. That is what starts to feed your soul. And then you want to drink more water the next day because you realize how good it's making you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. And yet you haven't gone back to Weight Watchers eating quark and cottage cheese and not eating on weigh day because you daren't, because you're going to have put a pound on. And fat Janice, who's no longer fat, although she has put it back on again, you know, is having a go at you. But, oh, have you had a bad week? No, you're just hormonal and you've not been to the loo yet. And yes, do you know what I have? I've had a crap week. All my family got COVID at Christmas. We've eaten shit, and not just on 2 days, but the whole goddamn week. So we feel crap. So yes, and so I've put half a stone on. Doesn't matter. You can sort it out. I don't want you judging yourself. So thank you, Jan. Somebody must have asked, do you have to watch the videos live? Absolutely not. So many people won't watch them live. We have what we call in every program I do, and I love it. They're a group of their own within a group. They're called the catch-up crew. And there's no shame in being in the catch-up crew. In fact, the effort it takes for somebody who didn't jump on live because they're working, and then they come in later at night and think, do you know what? I'm going to watch Sally's video on catch-up, and they sit and watch it. Absolutely bloody brilliant. And there's hundreds of them in the catch-up crew. And so you can watch them live, or you can watch them in the catch-up crew later that day or 3 days later. All my live videos will stay in the private Facebook group for the duration of the program, for the whole 31 days. Plus we'll leave it open for half a week afterwards, just so people can catch up. Oh, Wendy, love it. You are convincing me to make me look after myself. I need to stop feeling depressed and not wanting to get out of bed. I want to stop feeling tired all the time. Wendy, I know exactly how you feel. 5 years ago, I went to bed for 6 months. I was completely clinically depressed. It was horrific. And I know that feeling. A lot of us can feel a bit like that at this time of year because we've eaten too much. It's January and everybody hates January. Well, I've decided last year to stop writing off a 12th of my life by telling myself the same old story that I hate January. I think, well, what a shame for January. It's done nothing wrong. And there's also, I hate January. So then we eat shit and we don't get out of the house and we hate ourselves. We put more weight on. I'm not doing it anymore. Didn't do it last year. I lost weight in January. I lost my, I didn't even put weight on over Christmas. The few pounds that you do, they were off. So by the end of January, I was no heavier than I was by the end of December, mid-December before Christmas, the first time ever, because I stopped telling myself that story. And that's sometimes what we need to do. So, Wendy, what you need to do is just get out for a 20-minute walk, literally, and start drinking your water. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about what you can and can't have, what you should or shouldn't have. There's no such thing as bad food. There's just food. What's bad is the attitude within which you eat it. And that is what we're going to be talking about in the 20-minute triumph. Look at these. I put these on my children's pillow when they came home. Some people go, you shouldn't have chocolate. Chocolate's bad. Nothing bad about that. Yeah, it's full of sugar, full of crap. It might be a fancy chocolate, but it's still full of sugar. No, it's not bad. Whether you eat it and go, oh, he's got one left. Whether you eat it and go, oh, do you know what? That was delicious. Oh, that was really nice. That's good. If you eat it going, oh, I'm sick of eating chocolate. Oh, there's another one there. Bloody hell, I'll need to get rid of them. Need to get rid of them all by the end of the year. That's bad eating. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the 20-minute triumph as well, because it's when women especially do that. They just eat, like it's not. Oh, lovely. Good morning, Helen. How are you? Give us your condiment cupboard. I will. I'll give you the stare again. A 12th of my life. Jane, I know. Why have I taken to the age of 52 to realise I've spent 40 years probably hating January? And that's why I hate hump day. People who call Wednesday a hump day, oh, happy hump day, because you're insinuating that Monday and Tuesday have been shit. I don't want to spend my life hating Monday and Tuesday. I don't want to spend my life hating January. Poor January, it can't help it that it's cold and there's hardly any daylight and it's wet and it's miserable. It's not. It's just a month of the year that's cold and wet and dark. Usually, but we can still get out. And when you get out walking for 20 minutes in the pissing rain, when you've had a pee because you've been drinking water, and you go out and you make the effort to do it, you come back and your cheeks are like that, and you're out and you think, God, this is great. I would never have done this. I'd usually be sat at home scoffing the leftover bloody chocolates, because I hate myself and I hate January, and then I'd hate myself the next day. It's what you keep doing. So please, please, please see that you build on it and you build on it. Yeah, when Helen calls it a woohoo Wednesday. So that's about, I'm going to have to stop. I've been on for over an hour. Look, I was a bit naive, wasn't I, thinking I could do it in half an hour before Ben and Chrissy went. So water. That's your water talk. Don't let me hear that shit. Does tea and coffee count? Don't start looking for excuses before you've even tried to drink more water, because it's just a shit attitude, quite frankly. I don't mind questions, obviously, but does tea and coffee count? Just drink the bloody water. Just drink it and see. And if after the end of January you don't like it and it's not made a shit of difference, then you fill your boots, do what you want, go back to your tea and coffee all the time. But if you simply cannot even get one of these in a day, then you need to give yourself, right, Instagram, this is your death stare. You need to give yourself a cold, hard stare, quite frankly. Have you heard? If you can't drink one of these, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? One of these in your body, this body of ours that gets us out of bed every single goddamn day, even if we're feeling depressed or old or creaky or joyful, whichever one it is, even if we've eaten shit, even if we've had 2 weeks of drinking every single day and partying and doing drugs, whatever it is you do, and not exercising, your body still does this in the morning. It opens its eyes. I heard a shocking fact on a podcast. I don't know whether it is a fact, and I've actually forgotten. I can't remember whether it's 25,000 or 150,000. I can't remember, but it was a minimum of 25,000 people every day do not open their eyes because they don't wake up. What a shocking fact. They didn't go to bed thinking that. They just don't wake up every day. But we're lucky enough to wake up. I'm not guilt tripping you. I'm just stating facts. Yet we wake up, our amazing body, and it wakes us up, and we get out of bed, we brush our teeth, we get dressed. We'll probably be bitching and moaning about the weather and fat Janice next door's lost 2.5 stone. She looked fabulous at Christmas, and I'm feeling crap, you know, and you just think, oh, I can't be bothered, and the weather's shit, and you're doing me, and then the house is a mess, and I've got to eat all that food. There's no point trying to eat well, and all that food's in the fridge, and, you know, the bloody dog shat on the rug downstairs, and the Christmas tree's dropping, and when shall we take it down? And my daughter got COVID, and it ruined our Christmas, and yet we do all that miserably, and we put all that stuff into our body, and it wakes us up every morning, and yet we cannot, or we refuse to reward it with the basic of needs, which is water, and we just don't do it. Well, I want you to finish this video now, and I want you to have a word with yourself, because if that's you, if you struggle to be consistent with water, you absolutely need to get on the what's it called? I've even forgotten the 20-minute triumph. You need to get on it. If you can't do it yourself, you need to get on it. It's £31. It's £1 a day. The least expensive program I've ever done. £1 a day, live every single day, getting you all doing it together, you know. Yes, Jane, thank you. Yeah, the lives are available to watch. Soon as they're finished, you can go on and watch them, not live. So that's it. Yes, Linda. So thank you, Jane. Yes, Linda, you can. As soon as this is finished, it'll upload onto Facebook, and it'll be available on Catch Up. And do you know what? You can sit and watch and eat a mince pie while you're watching it, guilt-free. That's what we want. Christine's joined. Lovers, loads of you have joined while doing this live, which is great. So look out for the testimonials that'll be coming. If you're on my email list, you'll be getting a couple of extra emails this week with the links on. Testimonials are going up. Please do watch them, you know, read them. And because it's all about drinking steps and drinking water. And because I've never done this program before, there's Janice. Janice has done me some testimonials. So based on steps and water. So do look out for them. Bella. Oh, good question, Bella. If you're still on, there's over 200 of you still on. If you want more information, or you want the link to join the 20-minute triumph, you can find out more on that link and or join, because there's no pressure to join. Obviously, I want you to do, because I know it's going to be bloody life-changing once you start getting your water habit. Just say me. If you say me in the comments, I will personally come in and tag you. I'll tag you in the comments. I'll tag you the link, so you don't have to go looking for it, because I realise you're not on Facebook all the time, and thankfully you're not. So if you just want to type me in the comments, and I will make sure, Kathy, that's great. Kerry, lovely. Bella, yeah, I will. Sharon, I will come in and I will give you the link. As soon as I've done this, I will give you the link personally. And then you can just click on it. All the information's there. And what happens once you join, we will email you a link. 'Cause you'll get that today now, because yesterday everybody who joined beforehand got the link to the private Facebook group. So what you do, as soon as you join up, you'll get a receipt for your £31. You'll get an email from me telling you what's going to happen. And you'll also get an email with the link to the Facebook group. It's all in a private Facebook group. And that's what I love, is creating community in a private Facebook group. If you think this is good, get over yourself. Wait till you're in a private Facebook group and we have a laugh. I will laugh. I will cry. I will belly laugh on some of our lives. I will cry tears because I'll get emotional. We will feel connected. We will be doing it all together in January. We will listen to members who are struggling to get the water in. We will no doubt get some members who've been caught short out and they've had to wean a hedge. We will get members who are absolutely loving drinking more water and they're walking every day. They will share pictures of sunrises. We'll get some people who feel depressed sometimes. We'll get people who are swinging from the chandeliers, but we all share it, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And there's an accountability post every single day when you can put your information on. Lynn Garlic, Lynn's excited. Links, check if you've already joined and you've not got the link, please check your junk file. Check your junk file because it will be in there. They've all gone out. There's nothing wrong with the wild weed, Debbie. We know that. Vicky will be doing it from Zambia. You know, Vicky's going to share a Zambian sunset. Posh and Waffle are doing it. Posh is doing it. She's going to be in the private Facebook group. We'll do a couple of lives for you. Minimum 2 litres, Kathy, is what we're aiming for. Lynn's 73 and can't wait. I've got a lot of ladies in the 70s doing it. Brilliant. I've got some in the 20s doing it as well. I love the mix. So I hope that helps. I'm going to leave you with this. Really? Do you expect me to believe your bullshit when you say you can't drink? That's just one. That's a quarter. That's half a litre. 4 of those a day. But so many people don't even drink 1 of those a day. Honestly, I'm going to leave you with that. Come on. A loving death stare. All right, then. Stella, just email admin@thesallywilkinson.com and he'll resend you the link. Email Stella, admin@thesallywilkinson.com, and Simon will resend you the link. Kathy, of course you can. I'm 64. Can I join, please? You can join if you're 104. We're walking for 20 minutes, but we're drinking the water. Anybody can do it, honestly. Absolutely, you can. If you're on catch up and you want the link, I'll be coming in. Just say me. If you're not watching now and you want me to personally tag you in the link, say me and I'll do it. If you're on Instagram and you want the link, you'll have to DM me. Slide into my DMs. 1 hour. Oh my God, 1 hour, 11 minutes. If that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. All right, then. Lots of love. And there'll be a lot more talk about water, actually, in the private Facebook group. They've joined loads of people. About 300 people have joined it today. We sent 300 people waiting to join it. So we've got over 500 people so far doing this program. Imagine the energy and the togetherness and all that water we're going to drink together. I cannot wait. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm so excited to do it because I know it makes the biggest of differences. Lots of love. Lynn, check your junk. And if you haven't got it, email admin@thesallywilkinson.com. What's the group? It's called the 20-Minute Triumph. All right. Thank you, Shirley. I need a wee as well now because I've drunk all that extra one demonstrating. Cheerio. Lots of love. There's bye to Instagram. Oh, and I've got another hot flush coming just in time. Right. I might see you tomorrow for more of the same. Lots